Hey guys, James here today and welcome to my overview of Create a Pet in The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs. This video was sponsored by EA, so thanks to them for flying me out to San Francisco to check it out. Just as a heads up, we played this game 2 months before the release coming up in November, so if you see any weird bugs or anything like that, just be aware that this is not final software and that should be all perfect and pretty for release. So just to get it out of the way right here at the beginning, this is only going to be focusing on dogs. Just dogs, no cats in this video. Look, here's the thing. You may have noticed that a lot of other channels have already posted about Create a Pet in The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs. I was a few days late to this, so I mean, at this point, there's no rush to show every little nook and cranny and every little feature. So you know what? We're going to show dogs. And basically what I have done in this entirety of this video is attempt to recreate my childhood dogs. As this is always what I've done in any like Sims Pets expansion pack, you know, in The Sims Unleashed. I tried it, but look, in The Sims 1, there was not a lot you could do. Sims 2, I also tried it. And Sims 3. I mean, I feel like it's literally the first thing I always do in these expansions. So I'm starting off with my dog, Jack. I might put a picture up on screen somewhere so you can see what he looks like, so you can see what we're going for here. His actual breed, I believe, well, we didn't really know. When we originally got him, he was actually, they quoted him as being a Spoodle, which is a Cocker Spaniel cross Poodle. But then later on in his life, we actually ended up getting a DNA test. I can't remember why we did that, but we did. And then it turned out he was mostly Beagle cross Poodle. So I guess a Poogle? I think that's actually what it's called. Anyway, so that's what he was. I tried to sort of pick a breed that at least looked like him, because I don't think there are Beagles and Poodles in this game. However, because you can also cross breeds. You can see down the bottom there that breed mixer button. You can do that, but it didn't get exactly what I wanted. But I think the beauty of this is that I was able to just, you know, pick a dog that looked like him anyway, and then go from there. I think I actually ended up with this one. The golden doodle is what it was called. I know you can see I'm still going through and choosing, but I wasn't sure at this point. Maybe I did a labradoodle. I can't remember, because the labradoodle is also pretty close to what he looked like. So I was like, you know what, that'll probably do just fine. Yeah, there we go. So you can actually, so once you select a breed, so breeds are basically, I guess, your high level starting point in this. So you can choose the breed, so you get the general shape, the general look. Then you can actually go through and change every individual thing. So like on this screen here, you can see all the different coats. So you can get a coat from a different breed and put it onto I guess the labradoodle in this case. So we could get a Dalmatian coat, or we could get a German Shepherd coat and put it on this dog. Obviously I didn't do that, but you can do that. You can then also get the different types of fur. So for example, there's the poodle coat. There's a couple of them there. And you can basically, so you can start off with a labradoodle. You can put on like a border collie coat. I don't know if that was a border collie. It kind of looked like it, but so you can just get a different coat from a different dog, put it on this one. And basically, so yeah, your breeds are your high level stuff. So if you just want the bog standard dog or cat, it works the same for cats as well. You can just select that, go from there, boom, done. But oh my God, look at that. Or you can go through like this and select coats that are going to work a little bit better. So I was just going through, because I was just trying to find a coat that suited my dog the best. His neck looked really thin, so I was trying to thicken it up a little bit. My dog was a bit more of a, because this game, The Sims 4 has small dogs and I guess large dogs. I don't know if they're actually called large. I guess they're probably called large, or just dogs and small dogs. My dog is more of a medium dog, so this game didn't exactly have that. I mean, he was probably a little bit smaller than the large dog size in this game, so I kind of had to run with that and see how we go. But yeah, so we got the different types of body as well. You can see like there's a slender version, there's like a more beefcake version, and you also do on the left-hand side there have like the athletic and I guess fitness slider, not fitness and I guess body weight slider on the left, which is kind of cool. So you can make a real beefy dog. But here is the real meat and potatoes of Create a Pet. You can get as detailed as you want with this. Basically just whipping out a paintbrush and painting over the dog. There's a lot of different modes in this that you can sort of play around with. You can use, and I'll go into more detail on this when the game actually comes out, because I don't believe I got all the footage that will allow us to do everything here, but you can see I can change the scale of the brush, I can change the rotation of the brush, and there's all these keyboard shortcuts as well. And I will be doing a full like tutorial on Create a Pet when it comes out, because even though, like, you guys know, if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, Create a Sim is so not my thing. Like, it just really isn't. But Create a Pet is kind of cool. You can get really arsy with this. So I'm just trying to recreate my dog's, I guess, like, I don't know what you would call it, but like chest chest pattern that he had. It was just like a little white stripe that went down there. So at this point, you can see I'm sort of clicking on the UI, but right now you can see I'm actually changing the scale of it with the keyboard shortcut, because one of the Sims gurus came around like, hey, you can actually just use this on the keyboard. I can't remember which button it is, but I'll figure it out. Can't remember which key it is, but you can actually just change it with the button. So it makes it a lot easier to make it vary, so instead of plopping down the same pattern over and over, you can rotate it, you can scale it a little bit, change it up without having to use your mouse constantly, which makes it a lot easier. And you can sort of do all this really cool stuff. I mean, I guess one thing, oh man, this whole like paint mode where you can paint the whole dog's body however you want is amazing. I wish you could do this for Sims, but I'm pretty sure they've confirmed that, yeah, that's not going to happen for like hairstyles or anything like that. If it did, that would be incredible. But my suspicion is that it won't, because if you guys remember when they actually did the they did the update that allowed masculine and feminine clothes to be worn on any sim, they actually had to go back and re-edit a lot of the assets in the game. So there even some of them they had to remake to be able to work. And that's what they'd have to do with the hair. So they actually have to go back, remake every single hair in the game to work with the new system, which would be a lot, like it would be basically essentially a lot of work to almost effectively end up with the same result. Obviously you get all the color stuff that you could do, which would be amazing, but I'm going to assume that that's why it won't happen with hair, which is sad. But you know what? Hey, prove me wrong, Sims. Prove me wrong. So just going through and choosing the eye color now, I think what's really cool to note here is you can actually change the eyes individually, which is something that can actually happen in dogs. They can have different colored eyes. So the fact you can do that is pretty cool. I didn't on Jack, as you can see, because that's not what his eyes looked like, so that's not what I did. But you also did see briefly that we're going through choosing the nose type, and just like in Creator Sim, all of these things, they have that sort of high level selection, and then you can sort of zoom in. So if you click on the nose, you can do like detailed edits of it. I think we do a little bit of that when we do my other dog, Lottie. But for now, I need to color in his like sort of mouth, or as I like to call it, his beard, because it always had a more, like around his mouth always had a more like brown sort of colored, like a dark brown around there. So we're just going to very lightly get this sort of almost furred, like fur, I guess, brush, like the shape of it, and we're going to rotate it around. You can see we can sort of chuck it in there. And the cool thing is, do I have mirror mode on here? So there's so many different modes in this thing. Like I said, we need to do like a tutorial on this, but you can actually enable mirror mode so that when you paint one side of it, it will mirror it on the other side of the dog as well, which I actually have just done now. And you can see, so when I paint the one side, it will copy it over to the other side for us, doing like symmetrical things much, much easier. But anyway, so we're just sort of rotating this in, layering it. You can, like, the really cool thing is you can just layer this as much as you want. Like, there's no set number of layers in this, which you may remember from, I guess, in The Sims 3 with like tattoos and that. They used to have like that sort of layered system. How did tattoos work in Sims 4? I don't even know. Oh, you just select which ones you want, don't you? But in Sims 3, like when you had those layers, this doesn't. This is just like put as many things as you want on here and paint as much as you want. It's really, really cool. And just around his mouth here, we're just making it also a little bit more white, a little bit gray, because that's kind of how it looked. I'm doing my best, but at the same time, I'm not the most talented person in the world. Also, I only had a limited amount of time to actually create a pet, so I was doing my best in the time I had available. But yeah, so we're just gonna, I think I was trying to, there was a few things that I really wanted to adjust a little bit, so I had to fix up the ears. You can see, again, you can choose your sort of high-level ear type, long ears, floppy ears, pointy uppy ears, one ear down, one ear up. You can see all the different variations in there, which is a lot of fun. But so I was choosing the ear, basically that was the closest to Jack's, and then we're going to go from there, and you can see you can even move them around on the head, see where they sit. You can change the length of them, the rotation of them. There's a lot of stuff you can do with that. So the thing, like, here's the thing, like I said earlier, you basically start off with, I guess, the closest high level breed, then you can sort of continually drill down further and further. So like when you get into the noses, you can choose the nose you want, or when you get into the ears, you choose which type of ear you want. Then from there, you can customize it further by clicking and dragging around, which is cool. So I did my best anyway to get my dog to look like he did. But I can only get so close. So, I think I did okay. I think I did okay. And just adjusting a little bits here and there. I think, I might be done. Am I done? Oh, wow, he's got a fat head. Put that back. There we go. He always had like, so the coat on this, because when his hair got long, he really did look like I guess more like a Cocker Spaniel when he had a long coat, but we always, usually, that's why I was having a look at the different types of coats here as well to see if there was one that looked a bit better. But we always, usually shaved him quite short, so he had a really like smooth, like almost silky kind of like coat, which was really nice. That one's kind of good. I did like that coat there. Some of them were good, but I wish you could mix and match parts of the coat so you could have like longer body hair but like a more trimmed face, like so, or you could get like the poodle head and have like, I don't know, like a chow chow body or something, you know, just mix the two different coats together. As far as I'm aware, I don't think you can do that, but that would have been cool to have like the different types of coats mixing together. If you can do it, then cool. If not, then would be cool. I'm not sure. I was just playing around with it there, just trying to find the best looking one. His tail though, I couldn't get his tail the way I wanted because he had he was one of the dogs. I'm pretty sure they don't do this. This was like they stopped doing this actually after we got him anyway. They used to what do you call it? What do you call it when they sort of cut the length of the tail off? I can't remember what that's actually called. It has a name. But he had like a cut tail, so it was shortened from what it originally was. I don't know why they used to do that. I have no idea why. You know what? I'm going to Google that. Why did dogs have... Oh, tails docked. That's what I thought it was docked, but I didn't want to say it. The reason some breeds and not others are docked is simply because of the fashion set for the particular breed. Oh, okay, well. Yeah, I don't think they do that anymore, though. Oh, maybe they do, but I don't know if you can do that anymore. Because I remember they stopped doing that after we got Jack. Not specifically because of Jack, but like they just... I don't know, it's not nice. It's really not a nice thing to happen. But I was trying to get the tail right. Because it needed... Basically, if I could get... on this screen here, like if I could get the top right tail, but make it a bit longer, that would have been like perfect. Because that's kind of what his tail was like. It wasn't like a bushy tail either. It was like a very short, like trimmed tail in terms of the hair on it. I was trying to do my best. But look, we can only get so close. But I'm pretty happy with that. There is Labradoodle. I think what are we doing now? Checking out the eyes a little bit more. I don't think there was much else I could do with that. Yeah, I think what's really fun. I don't know, like I just had so much fun just trying to make it look like my... I also don't know why I've got these bright orange spots there. I think I was trying to... Oh, there's all the stencils in that as well. I don't remember what I was thinking at this point. I can make him a panda if I want. Yeah, so what actually, those stencils there, I guess I can explain them. I don't think we used them in this, but basically you select a stencil and then you can like... When you paint, it'll only paint within the stencil's lines. So it's basically like you can't go outside the lines of the stencil. So if you wanted maybe just panda eyes, you could enable that stencil and then paint over the eye area just so it filled that section in. Anyway, getting his collar here now as well. I believe I go for the blue collar, which I don't know. Wait, in that photo I put up, what color did he have? Did he have his blue collar then? Because he had a few different colors throughout the... Yeah, he did have a blue one. Nice. Hey, this is accurate. Anyway, choosing his traits, he was a very friendly dog. He was also super stubborn. He wouldn't do what he didn't want to do. So getting that one there. And then what was the last one? I think I went for troublemaker. He definitely was. Oh, there he goes. Look, he was a troublemaker, but he didn't poop everywhere. So I feel like that animation is slightly off. But he was definitely a troublemaker and very friendly. And also very stubborn. Oh, I wouldn't have minded doing vocal because he did bark a lot too. That was also his thing. It was that kind of dog. Anyway, moving on to my other dog that we still have. She's a little chocolate poodle named Lottie. So this one was a little easier to do just because she is just purely a poodle. So we basically just selected the poodle breed and went from there. Eventually, whenever I get around to doing that, that's not a poodle. But yeah, again, here you can see like all the high level amounts of dogs. You can see I also filtered by small dogs. Only the small dogs show up. I was just seeing, because I hadn't really looked through all the breeds yet, so I was just seeing what kind of small dogs we had in here. But we had like a little cockapoo there. Oh, look, English Cocker Spaniel. A Bocker. I don't even know what that is. Apparently that's that. I believe there is just a... I don't know why. At this point, I don't think I realized there was a small poodle as well, because there's a like a large dog poodle and a small poodle. So you can actually get both, which is handy. I guess I didn't realize at this point. I think I realize it soon, though. There's a beagle. Let's have a look. Look at all this. Oh, man. Man, I want to, like, just look at this now. I really want to go back and play this more. Oh, well, it's out soon. Out in like a month, I guess. Yeah, a month now. Actually, a little bit less. Come on past me. You can find the miniature poodle. Ah, there we go. A miniature poodle. There we go. And like that pretty much looks like my dog. Maybe like whenever we groom her, her coat looks slightly different just because of the way the groomer does it. They're a little bit different each time, but you know, that pretty much looks like her. Apart from the color, we're going to change the color up a little bit. Again, this is where I wish we could sort of mix and match the coat type, so we could have like the poodle head or like a shaved body, like just like mix and match a little bit more, because we typically don't have her head, like the top of her head that fluffy, that floofy. We usually have it a little bit less, but or sometimes we'll actually shave her legs. So her legs will be a bit more shaved than her body. If I can find a good picture, I mean, I'll put a picture up on the screen regardless, but hopefully I can get a good picture of her coat when it looks nice anyway. Just again, going through here, showing you all the different color patterns for coats. Obviously, a lot of them from different breeds. I did actually, I think I might have used this one because, or maybe I didn't, but her face is definitely a darker color than the rest of her body, so this coat would have allowed me to do that. I might have used this. Let's see what I do here. Let's see what I do in the past. I mean, I don't spend a whole lot of time making Lottie because, again, she was just a poodle, so there wasn't a whole lot to do. But we do actually have a look at some of the outfits, like the little coats and that, like actual coats. Not okay. That's a confusing word to use. Like the little hoodies and like the hats and all that, and the costumes. Yeah. So again, here are some of the stencils. I don't know if I use any of the stencils here at this point, but this is what I was talking about just before, where you can sort of select one of them and then paint over. Oh yeah, there you go. So I actually filled it in with the orange. I mean, almost got like a little tiger. Oh my geez. All right, let's undo that. There we go. So I've just gone for the just single color now. No highlights or anything on the face there. But yeah, this here is a super powerful tool. Like the whole painting tool, like the paint mode. Man, I know I'm excited to do a proper, because I wish I had. Because I could have recorded all the stuff I needed to do a tutorial while I was there, but I didn't realize that we could basically record as much as we wanted. But I can't wait to do like a full-on in-depth look at just this tool. Just this tool alone is pretty damn awesome. Like I mean, just imagine all the phallic things people are going to put on cats and dogs. I wouldn't suggest doing that, but it's going to happen. When you give people these tools, it's going to happen. Anyway, here's something. I love that little hoodie as well. Yeah, so those color swatches, they weren't in the game yet. Like you can see, like the old is gray, but as you can see, bottom right, not final software. They will be in the game, obviously, then. But that's just one of the things. That's why we have to disclose that this is not final. Anyway, so there you go. She's wearing a little pink hoodie. I think I take that. Oh, I think I put her a little coat on instead, like because in real life she has like a little blue like felt kind of coat for the winter. So I was like, oh, I wonder if I can get one like that. And again, all those swatches not in the game at this point in time. Oh, this was a month ago when I played this, so they're probably in it now. But it's not final software, so that's why they're not in there. But yeah, so I was just going through trying to find a blue one, and then she has like a little pink collar as well. So I got the little blue, like the blue jumper, the little pink collar. Oh, look at that. No, and then. They have like an everyday wear, you can see there, and then they have like their walk, like when you go on a walk, they'll swap around. So you can actually take their collar off when they're at home, and then when you go for a walk, you can put the collar on. I don't know what's going on with why I selected that nose. I was trying to find a nose that looked a little bit more like hers, because she has a very, very pointy nose, and she's been known to poke you with her nose, like, and pretty violently too. Not violently, but pretty rough. Like she'll just poke you in the arm or leg or something like that if she feels like it. That's what I'm trying to do. Again, I wish I could, if I could make, because her nose in that, like just there where my mouse is hovering, like above the actual nose, like I guess the snout is much more shaved than this poodle is in the game. So I was trying to see if I could get around to doing that, but I couldn't quite get there. But that's all right. Anyway, so I think that's pretty much it for my recreation of my childhood dogs, Jack and Lottie. So yeah, that's a look at Create a Pet in The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs, coming out in a month or so. And like I said, I want to do a full-on in-depth video on just the painting mode, because I think that's going to be really cool to see. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments and that down below. If you have any questions, put them down below as well. There's a whole bunch of other videos here on YouTube as well that a lot of other people that went to Sims Camp have also done, so I suggest you check those out. But until next time, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. I've said next time a lot of times there. And look at her ears, Jesus. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, and have an awesome day.